I'm recording.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wow. That took a while.
Finally.
We finally did it.
All right.
It's kind of crazy, don't you think, after all this procrastination, we finally decided to do it.
We've been thinking about doing this for 6 months now, at least.
It took us literally 3 hours to get this set up.
It's finally going.
I guess we're doing this just to talk about our lives, experiences, path to residency. I guess something different, maybe.
Yeah. How about we start with you?
We can start with me. I'm Austin. Otherwise known as Osti Frosty. Ostich. Ostich.
Ostrich.
But yeah, just Khaled. Kaluda, Beluda, whatever you want to call him. Koa. That's another name. But either way, both of us are plastic surgery residents. And I guess we have a somewhat interesting background and kind of, I guess, like path here. I mean, I'm originally from California, kind of like a little south of San Francisco. And then I moved to Taiwan actually after high school. And then lived there for 7 years or so. Mm-hmm. Lived in Boston for a little bit. And then now here in Minnesota. Just kind of all over the place.
How did you... So I know you went to med school in Taiwan. Yeah. How did you
even
decide to go to Taiwan?
I mean, I was stupid. I was a 17-year-old kid. I had no idea what I was doing, honestly. So I originally was planning to go to university in the U.S. anyway with all my friends. I was going to go to UCLA. Basically, as I was onboarded there, got a letter of acceptance that I got into med school in Taiwan, which was something that I applied for and totally forgot about actually at that time. And then being 17, it's like, well, hey, why not just go abroad, live somewhere different.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun, new experience, directly in medical school. Everything sounds all like flowers and rainbows and all that nice stuff.
It does sound like a big change, though. It's not a lot of people would be willing to make that big of a change, going to the other end of the world, knowing nothing about how it's like and just
Yeah. I mean I had a little bit, right? My family's originally from Taiwan, or my parents are. And then I used to go really really young for fun and just over summers and winters. And then you think it's easy. You're just my parents speak Chinese. I speak a little bit at home, but obviously not fluent after the fact. Being older, I probably thought it was so much easier when I was younger to be there. Mm-hmm. And then you just have, I guess, a new culture, kind of, a little bit. It's I'm Asian, but, and more, I guess, actual Asian / Eastern culture. And then you add on language, you add on, I guess, being in a new country while you're, young and stupid. And then you make a lot of mistakes, but you also have a lot of fun and learn a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I mean, kind of similar to you a little bit. I mean, you've been all over the place, too. I mean, even though I've obviously lived in different places, I feel like your path is you've been everywhere.
Yeah. I started in Lebanon.
Long story. I feel like you've said this so many times. You've
I know.
tired of it.
It's so random. I went to undergrad in Lebanon. And then I guess I applied I took the MCAT.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know you did
that. We need an MCAT to apply to any med school in Lebanon.
Oh, MCAT for Lebanon too?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So, I took the MCAT, and I took the MCAT kind of thinking that I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, just for fun.
I'm gonna do well. I thought I'm gonna do well. I didn't really take it seriously the first time. Yeah. I thought I'm just gonna, not study for it and see how it goes and hope for the best. Obviously, it didn't go very well. I remember one physics question that I had on my first MCAT that was kind of asking about a rocket that was shot up at a speed at a certain speed.
The fact that you remember this right now means that is so traumatic. That's ingrained in your head.
So bad. The rocket gets launched at a certain speed and then goes up a certain distance.
Yeah, so related to medicine.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's a physics question. It's a physics. That's how MCAT is. You just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
So I was so unprepared. I forgot the formula, and they were asking how long would the rocket take to hit the ground after it reached a certain distance. Yeah. And the way I reasoned it was it was like 100 meters up.
Yeah.
So I kind of ballparked a 100-meter object, and I kind of imagined it just falling down, and I started doing on my fingers, like 1, 2, and I saw it go down.
No wonder you did so badly. It makes sense now.
And I thought it was around 7 seconds.
How do you end up here? Honestly, I think we think about that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
We're just like, man, we were so stupid. Still are kind of stupid. Somehow we're here.
But
yeah.
I guess that was kind of obviously I didn't do very well, and I was initially planning on doing med school in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And then by the time I took, I think I took the MCAT 2 or 3 times. The third time I obviously studied for it very, very hard. And by the time I had my grade, all the deadlines for the Lebanese med schools were out. And there was this one med school, kind of an international program between the UK, Chicago, and Cyprus that my friend went to that still had kind of a couple days for the deadline.
So might as well submit.
And I applied to it, and that's kind of how
you ended
I started my journey.
Yeah. I mean, crazy, right? Like, I went to medical school in Taiwan. You, obviously, in, I guess, like, Cyprus, UK/Chicago hybrid. But then we all ended up in Minnesota. It's kind of insane out of all places.
It's wild, yeah. It's wild. Yeah. Funny how things happen.
No, I mean, like, for both of us, I guess the funny part is that it was, like, all... I mean, not it sounds kind of bad when you say it out loud, but it's almost like we just messed around and, like, somehow got into medical school, and then, you know, like the way... I mean, obviously we prepared, and we had, like, things set up. Like, we obviously did well on exams.
Yeah.
But then, like, our path is, like... or like how it ended up being, it's not like what you would think of for a typical medical student, right?
Yeah.
Where you're very like structured and planned, and you like study, and it's like, okay, I take this exam, that exam, and I apply during the deadline, and you get in. Like, mine was honestly just like, well, it sounded fun, right? And I was like, oh, might as well submit. Applied. And then, oh, I got in. Okay, I might as well try it out. Kind of like for you a little bit. So
I think what you kind of learn from it is that you can do whatever you set your mind to, right? Like, whatever path you come from.
That's true.
At, whatever point you are in life, if you set your mind to do something, nothing is impossible.